In this tabletop review, I'm going to be discussing a weapon light made by Streamlight. This is the TLR-1 HL. This particular light runs $130 to $140, somewhere in that price range, give or take where you buy it from and who you're buying it from. There are several different models out there. This HL model is the high output light, so it puts out 630 lumens. Lumens is a measurement of brightness. That's a lot of light for a light such as this. I've got some information I'm just going to kind of glance over and talk about a little bit of the information that I pulled on about this light from Streamlight's website. It has a wide beam pattern. That's true. It does have a wide beam pattern. So it lights up large areas, so you can not only see directly what's in front of you, but what's on the side of you. It uses LED technology, and of course nowadays the LED technology is much brighter, it's more efficient, and it's much whiter than, say, halogen or xenon bulb technology. The LEDs are also impervious to shock. They're not going to break like a xenon bulb or halogen bulb as well. Also, the ratings of LEDs they're rated for like 50,000 hours. Streamlight lists this as 12,000 candela peak beam intensity and up to 630 lumens. Runtime with two CR123 batteries is 1.25 hours. Has solid state current regulation for constant illumination level. Now I'm assuming that what that means is basically some lights, as the battery diminishes, the brightness diminishes on the light to extend the runtime. Personally, I don't like that type of feature. If I bought something that's 630 lumens, I need 630 lumens for if it's an hour and an hour and a quarter, then I want 630 lumens for an hour and a quarter. I don't want the light to continually diminish on me. Some cheap LED lights work that way for whatever reason. Like mentioned, this is powered by two 3-volt CR123 lithium batteries. The batteries are rated with a 10-year storage life. It does come with two batteries, and they're Streamlight batteries. It has a rail grip clamp system that securely attaches and detaches quickly and safely with no tools and without putting your hands in front of the muzzle. It mounts directly to handguns with Glock-style rails and to all mil standard 1913 Picatinny rails. It includes keys for Glock-style Picatinny, Beretta 92, Smith & Wesson 99, Smith & Wesson TSW. We'll talk about that later. Basically, they're just insert keys that go into the rail mounting system to adapt this to fit different Picatinny rails on different firearms. It is a machined aluminum sealed construction with a black anodized finish. I like that. There are a few weapon lights that are similar to this on the market, and they have plastic bodies, which I don't. I like the idea of polymer to save weight, but I'm not 100% convinced that a polymer on a light like this is a good idea. The controls are ambidextrous. You've got momentary and then steady on, off. It has a user programmable strobe that can be enabled and disabled. I believe by default it's disabled. It fits existing light-bearing holsters at 3.39 inches or 8.61 centimeters, and it weighs 4.18 ounces or 118.6 grams. Operating temperature is -40 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that pretty much covers most environments, unless you're in the sandbox somewhere. 120 may not be enough for you, temperature-wise. It is IPX7 waterproof to 1 meter for 30 minutes. There are remote switches available as optional accessories, and they must be used in conjunction with a different door switch, the 69130 remote door switch. All switches and door switch are are sold separately. Let's see. There is a long gun kit available that's called that has a SKU number of 69262. That's different from this kit. That is a long gun rifle kit that includes this light, but it has a thumb screw. It has a safe off door switch, a standard door switch, and a remote pressure switch, and some mounting clips. I wanted to get one of those, but unfortunately, the place I got this from didn't have any of those, so I got this one, and this one is a pistol, and of course you can put this on a rifle, and you'll see me do that shortly. I'm going to put this on a rifle. It has a limited lifetime warranty, and it's assembled in the USA. That's all the talking points I have. This is the retail box. Let's get it out of the box and get moving here. I know you hate to listen to me talk about specs, but specs are important. The box and packing material is appropriate for this item. So we have our light, 2 Streamlight 3-volt lithium batteries, and then we have our toolkit here, and these must be the different keys. A couple of Allen bolts, some washers, and some nuts in here for obviously swapping out the keys. Now, I'm not familiar with this type of light before. I haven't really used one of these, so pardon me if I stumble a little bit, because I probably won't talk about all the features of this. I do not have a pistol that I can try this on. I guess it would help if I were to get this in frame. Apologize. All right. Pardon me with my squeaky tripod stand. The user guide, which I haven't really had a chance to look at. So this comes with some different hex nuts, and it looks like there's a 92 TSW 99, a 1913, a GL, which would be a Glock, and so those would be the accessories in the bag. Let's just take a look at these. I might go through this process because I'm going to put this on my 7.5-inch upper receiver, and I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we need the 1913 insert, maybe. I'll experiment a little bit off camera. I won't waste your time here figuring that out. So we've got some flexibility here. We've got 2 extra nuts, an extra Allen bolt, a lock washer, and a wrench. The bolt has got some thread locker on it. You know, I like to see that. That tells me that this company's paying attention and providing you with some quality accessories. So what do we got with the light here? With this particular light, you can see that there's a rocker control here. So up clicks on, down would be momentary. And this is ambidextrous, so you can use it left or right-handed. So this is nice. You can see the LED is extremely large on this. And it looks like the insert here is a Glock insert. I don't know if this will fit on my Troy Alpha VTAC rail or not. I'll try that off camera. The screw down piece here, you can use a shell casing on this. If it's not too tight, you can use your fingers, or you could use a flat blade screwdriver. Like I mentioned, the version of this designed for the rifle actually has a knob here. which would be easier to turn on a rifle than this. When you loosen this up, you can see this is spring-loaded. It's a metal mount. I like that. Let's see, I don't know much else about this at this point. I do know how to release the battery door at this point to put the batteries in. One thing I should note, you cannot do the batteries without removing this, so you've got to take the light off of your firearm, whether it's on a rifle or a pistol, mainly because this little flap right here needs to be pulled up and then pushed all the way down, and when you push it down, it pushes out on the door, and then you can lift the cap cover up, and inside is a piece of paper that says, warning about the batteries, do not mix brands old and new, do not throw in a fire and do stupid stuff. The two lithium 3-volt CR123 batteries, the orientation of the batteries are on each side of the actual light itself. So you can see the little orientation right there shows the positive facing outwards. On the other side, the diagram shows the positive facing inwards. So this will go on the outside, and this one goes facing forward. And then to reinstall this, there is a little tab on the bottom of the door right there, and it's probably best to put snap the, let's see if we can get this in frame here, sorry. When doing this with that little tab, get the tab popped in first. There'll be a gap right up here. Reach up here, flip that down, and lock it into place. That's the procedure for opening up this door. When I first took this out of the package, I didn't read the directions on it. It took me a few minutes to figure it out. It's an interesting design. Given the fact that it's it has a gasket on it and such, this design appears to be efficient for waterproofing. Also, when it's mounted on a gun, there's no way this tab is going to accidentally flip up. So there's really no way that dropping your firearm or your firearm receiving some sort of an impact is going to pop this door open, and your batteries are not going to fall out. So this appears to be a good design from what I can see so far. The way this functions, again, like I mentioned, up is constant, and if we just hold it down, let's see, if we hold it down once, it's momentary, and okay, there's the flash. If you go down twice in a row real quick, then it goes into flash. I'm not sure if there's a way you can put the flash on permanently. Yeah, turn it upwards twice real fast, and that'll initiate the strobe mode or flash mode, whatever you want to call it. The light itself is designed very well. The metal body, a little bit of chrome bling around the end of that. I don't know why they put that on there, but the logo's on both sides. This does say hot. This might heat up. I don't know. I haven't run it very much. This thing is very, very bright. 630 lumens. I don't doubt that at all. Only thing I have to compare this to is 150 lumen Streamlight flashlight, and this is substantially brighter. The beam pattern is wider, the hot spot is larger, and again, I'm not really set up in my workshop here to show these different beam patterns, so I'll describe them and I'll try and show them on camera as best as I can. But what I see so far with this is probably the brightest light I've ever purchased. It almost seems too bright, but again, we'll have to see how things go. Next time I'm at the range with my SBR, I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to try and capture on video at the range with this light on, projected down the range at the target, and see if my camera can catch kind of what what the beam pattern looks like. So at this point, let me get a upper out here on my display table, and let's install this and see what kind of insert we need, because right now it has the Glock insert on it. It says GL, so it's logical that that's the Glock. I don't know if it'll work with the Glock insert. I might have to take this apart and put the 1913 Picatinny insert in there to get it on my upper receiver. Okay, I was trying to get this on the top of my Picatinny rail right here, and it doesn't seem to be cooperating with this Glock insert. And it looks like we definitely need this is the 1913 insert. Looks like that. And this is the 92, that's too large. And this is a TSW 99. That one's too short. So I'm going to try and do this without looking at the instructions, and hopefully I can take this apart. And I'm not exactly sure how it comes apart, so I guess what I need to do is take a quick look at the manual. I don't want to force anything at this point, and educate myself real quick, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, to remove these, quick glance at the installation guide. Basically remove this hex nut. I don't know why I started with that. We're going to use the included tool, and again I apologize if this is out of frame here. Too much stuff going on. I believe I didn't actually do this off camera, I just looked it up, and there is a lock washer on this. And there is also some thread locker on that hex nut. So if I understand this correctly, the Glock one just comes straight out. There also is a nut on the inside there. And it is kind of captured in there. I think we can get it out. The kit does come with 2 extra nuts, so if you do something stupid like maybe I'm going to do right here, and you try to pop it out and it goes flying, okay, basically I just used a screwdriver and it pulled it right out. No problem there. I'll grab the 1913 adapter, and we'll put our little nut right back into that opening and go back to the flashlight. And I believe the orientation, if you can see how I have this right here, the channel is what the hex nut or the hex bolt goes through to thread into the nut. So the channel has to be facing the side where you're going to put your hex nut. So well, look at that. Well, I'm glad they gave me extra nuts, as I kind of figured something like that would happen. Those nuts aren't really captured, so pardon me here, I'm going to have to tilt this up a little bit because I don't want to lose another one. And of course it fell out again. trying to get the 1913 adapter in there, and it's tight. Matter of fact, it's so tight it doesn't, it definitely does not want to go in there. I'm going to pause the camera here because this is not wanting to fit in there, and I'm not exactly sure why it doesn't want to go in there. Oh, actually, yeah, I know why, because I was trying to put it in backwards. So everything I said up to this point was pretty much wrong. I mentioned that that little channel has to go where in the direction of the hex bolt, and that was completely wrong. It goes in the opposite direction. That's what you get for doing something the first time on video without reading the instruction manual. So that's the direction it needs to go in. I've got it in there, of course. I put it in there without putting the actual I didn't put the nut on there, so now I got to take it out again. Okay, so with our 1913 Picatinny rail adapter and the little nut in place, the channel faces away from the hole where you put your hex nut. This time around, we'll see if I can do this without screwing it up. And I'm sorry, tilting it off camera because I don't want to lose the nut again. That is the proper orientation. We push it down. We have our nut in there. The hex bolt has a lock washer on it and a little bit of thread locker. So we're going to reuse that. Thank God, Streamlight gives you some extra nuts. They give you 2 extra nuts. So dropping them must be a common occurrence. And they give you an extra lock washer and an extra bolt. So that takes care of the installation of our 1913. This is loosened up, so we should be able to install it. I'm going to place it right here on the top of my rail. And let's see, do we slide it on? Yeah, we can slide it on. I think we can slide it on. No, we can't slide it on, of course. We've got to pop it on, like so. And then we can just tighten this down. Now I am putting this rather far back on this upper receiver, and I'm doing that initially because of the way the muzzle brake is right here. I don't want it sticking out very far and getting debris blown out of the barrel thrown up on the light. So I've got it set back where it's kind of flush with this muzzle device, and that does limit my sight radius, moving my front sight back that far, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's backup sight anyway. So I've got that tightened down, and the functionality of this, you can hit the switch, down for momentary, or you can go down and hold it for the light to be on and let go, and that's momentary. Let's see if we can capture that a little bit better here. You can see I'm not pushing the lever all the way down. If we go all the way down, then we can lock it on. So that's nice. If you want to do, you can also push up on it for momentary. If you push up, it doesn't lock in place. You do up twice, you get the strobe mode. If you do down twice, you get strobe mode. So looks like you can do momentary both ways. But going down, if you're not careful, you'll lock it on. But there is a very solid click, and you do have to push on it to get it to lock down. So no problem there. The let's see. Let me take the bikini cover off. Now this, I have this upper here has a Bushnell TRS-25 on it, and I'm not sure if I can actually show the sight picture. I will try. So you have to pardon me while I try to look down the viewfinder and see if I can show you the actual sight picture. I believe you can see it. You can see that the top of the front sight post clears the light. So if you're running irons only, or your red dot fails and you have to revert to your irons, your visibility from your top of your sight is not impaired. Of course, you may not be able to see that because I can't promise I'm doing a good job of showing you a frame picture of that. But when I look down it, okay, when I look down it, I got plenty of clearance on the top of the front sight with the light. So I like this location. I've actually not run a light in this location on a rifle before, so this will be the first time. And again, like I mentioned, I'm going to try this at the range, and I'll report back my findings. Having the light up here doesn't affect my ability to grip the rifle. Although getting to the light switch is not totally ideal. I would really like to move this light further forward so I can move my thumb up and get the switch right about there. That would be ideal. I'm just afraid that the blast from this Krinkhoff style break might discolor or damage the light. So I'm going to have to figure out what I can do about that. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. That's what it takes to get this light mounted on a rifle style Picatinny rail. No clearance issues from your front sight post over the light. Same with the red dot, no clearance issues. So this is a good location. It's up out of the way. Doesn't add a lot of weight to the upper receiver, which is always a good thing. Only drawback with this location, like I mentioned, is your sight picture with your irons is going to be reduced because you're going to move it from here back to here. Now, as for the actual light itself and the intensity of it, let me dim my display lights here, and I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Okay, I've got the camera moved about 5 feet back from my display area, and this isn't going to be anything scientific, of course, but what I've got is I've got a Streamlight Polytac, which is one of my EDC lights. It's a Streamlight product. It's 150 lumens, and it also runs off of 2 CR123 batteries. So if I put this light back here, actually over here on this side, you can kind of get an idea of the brightness here. And okay, we've got the TLR-1 HL on the right. As you can tell, you can see the big bright spot. The splash on this is huge. There's just no way I can capture it. The central hotspot is much larger than the Polytac on the left. And basically, you know, the Polytac looks extremely dim compared to the TLR-1 at 630 lumens. So that's about, I did walk around with this a little bit inside my home with the lights off, and it lights up the whole room. So it's very bright, and I don't doubt that it's the claimed output of 630 lumens. I really like the light output on this. It's going to be really difficult to go back to the lower output lights after using this one, that's for sure. And what else? That's just the strobe, so you can kind of get an idea what the strobe looks like. So that's it. I like what I see so far. 2 thumbs up on this light with the construction, the adaptability for use on a pistol, for use on a rifle, the switch configuration, the mounting mechanism, the aluminum construction. The only thing that doesn't really get me excited is the chrome bling around the end of it. Although I do like bling, I'm not a chrome person. That's the only cosmetic thing that I didn't really particularly care for, but it's obviously no way, shape, or form a deal breaker. I think this is an excellent alternative to, say, the Surefire weapon-mounted lights, like I believe it's, what's the equivalent, X300, which is substantially more money. And the mounting base on those I didn't particularly like. I looked at one, the Surefire X300. I think it had a plastic mounting base or something like that. It's just way too much money for what it is, especially when you can get this Surefire. 2 thumbs up, and that'll wrap up this product review.